Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Impact Marketing Summit. I brought together some of the world's top marketing experts to share with you their new age marketing strategies and techniques that will literally change the way you perceive and implement marketing in your day-to-day business. My name is Vamsi Pannala, and right now I am delighted to be speaking with Sashank Dutta. Shashank is a 20-year-old entrepreneur who didn't see a need for a formal university education to become a successful person in life. A 9 to 5 job was never on his radar for making a living. In June 19, he got interested in affiliate marketing, did the One Funnel Away challenge, and then started promoting some of the ClickFunnels products. In the meantime, he also started strengthening his direct response marketing foundations by reading a lot of books and started putting out his learnings in various entrepreneurial groups that he was a part of. People started appreciating his content and the value he was providing and started approaching him for offer creation, funnel strategy for their business. Today, Shashank helps entrepreneurs and small and medium businesses with full stack strategy that includes highly converting funnel designs, offer creation, and offer and funnel strategy. And is also the guy behind some of the big influencers with respect to their funnels and brands. Shashank, welcome to the summit.
Hey man, thanks a lot for this intro, bro. I really appreciate it. And I'm super excited to be here.
Same here.
Yeah, so if you want, I can just share my screen and get started with the webinar.
Absolutely.
So I hope you can see my. Hold on, let me just exit out.
Yeah.
So yeah, is the screen visible?
Yeah, it is.
So guys, I really want to address some of the key features and problems that have been, quite relevant in the internet community space. So I decided to make a webinar, which is called the Intensive Sales Funnel Webinar. It's gonna be your guide to launching your next 6 or 7 figure funnel, because I have covered both the mindset part and also the strategy, like the exact steps that you need to follow to launch that webinar. So yeah, guys, recently I actually made a post in, all the internet marketing groups that I'm part of. I was actually asking people like, what is the thing that, is stopping you from completing that funnel? Here's what I got. All the shiny motivation to complete that funnel, funnel hacking, overwhelmed, offer. And yeah, those kind of problems which were showing up, they were mostly on the mindset part,
Mhm.
because most of them were kind of scared and overwhelmed with all the options, bombarding towards them. And they were kind of lost in an ocean of uh, variables, if that makes sense. So I decided to make a step-by-step system to launch your funnel, which is going to include both the mindset part, because in the mindset section, like much can be spoken about it. Like there are a lot of things goes into it, but I really want to address these problems that is quite relevant. So it'll basically be me addressing two problems. And yeah, so before even kind of getting started into the webinar and talking about the real juice, I actually want to make a request. Right now, you might be distracted. You might be checking your phone or on social media or going through some kind of thing. I want you to stop there, because the stuff that I'm going to talk about is literally going to help you skip 2 or 3 months of hit and trial and just get to the point. Because if I mean, if you want to waste your time and if you want to just spend those 2 or 3 months, then you're welcome. You can do whatever you want. But these stuff is real. People are going to charge you anywhere between $1,000 to $5,000 for just the info. And even I charge $500 for 1 hour of my time. So, the stuff that I'm speaking here is kind of real and it needs to be addressed. So that's why I'm making this webinar. So, yeah, I really want you to turn off any distraction that you have right now and just get super focused, because the things are going to get real. Okay. So here's what usually happens. Okay, when somebody comes into the funnel building world or the marketing space, this individual is you. Okay, this is you with your knowledge, with your passion, with your service, or with your gig, or you trying to master your craft. And this is your goal. You actually want to hit that. And your goal is to, it can be both monetary and also in terms of impact, the amount of life you're going to change with your product or services. So, some of you have financial goals, some of you have spiritual goals. Doesn't matter. You know that a funnel is going to help you sell your product, your courses, or your services. So you know that a funnel is a life-changing option, is the thing that's going to change your life. But and also you're really good at your craft. You love what you do. Okay. But you're quite clueless when it comes to sales funnel or selling stuff online. I mean, it's like a foreign thing for you. For you, it's like, going to a park and not sure on what's right to take because there are so many options out there. There's so many different ways to do a stuff. You're kind of lost. Okay. So if that sounds like you, this webinar is not only going to give you the mindset to complete a funnel from A to Z, but will also lay down the exact steps, the steps that I take as a professional funnel builder to complete a funnel from A to a finished product, So
Sure.
yeah, guys, I really want to, so in terms of the content of today's webinar, I'm going to talk about the mindset to launch your funnel and the 6-step process to launch that particular funnel,
Sure.
right? So let's get started with the mindset part first. Now, it's a quite simple statement. Like whenever you're trying to do something new, your mind won't allow you and create a lot of resistance. You might already know that fact. You might have read it somewhere, or you might have gone through some kind of webinar and learn about mindset that your mind is used to a certain kind of patterns and not to the new kind of pattern. So, whenever you're trying to do something new, like in your case, coming to the internet marketing space and, thinking about funnels and considering completing a funnel or building a funnel and doing the marketing, your resistance might be like, I don't know integration, I don't know how to write copy, I don't know how to be a marketer, how to sell product, how to make an offer, how to funnel hack. I mean, simply put, there are tons of I don't knows. Like there are so many I don't knows, and that's totally fine. Like that's not your problem because if you're getting started and if you want to make a funnel, there will be a lot of I don't knows. Even at this point, after 1 year of experience, even I don't know certain things. So it's okay, guys, if you don't know how to do those kind of things. So just relax a bit. So I'll definitely give you a new paradigm to how to look at your I don't knows and how to transform it into a positive affirmation instead of something that's holding you back. But before going to that, I want to address the only reason you're having those problems is because your mind is not used to those kind of patterns. Like your mind is not used to thinking like a marketer. Your mind is not used to writing copy. Your mind is not used to doing or making an offer. So that's why you're having those kind of resistances. And right now, you're someone you're like someone who's walking in dark. You're like someone who's in the dark. You know that there's light on the other end because you've seen success stories. On different Facebook groups or different forums or on YouTube. You know that after doing this amount of hard work, you're gonna succeed and make it big.
Yeah.
But you might think that, oh, this has worked for the other person, but it might not work for me. So, I'm not worth it or I'm not good enough to complete that stuff. That's what you might think.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the only reason you are having those kind of negative beliefs is because there's just too much resistance. Your mind is just, trying to bring you back to the comfort zone that you're used to. Your comfort zone might be like, hanging out on Facebook, scrolling Instagram, hanging out with friends. That's your comfort zone. But, building a funnel, writing the copy, doing the offer, those are new things. And they need your attention, your undivided focus and attention. And your mind is not used to it,
Yeah.
so that's why your mind is like, dude, those are new things, come on, you can chill out here in your comfort zone, and your mind is trying to pull you back. So
Yeah.
that's why you guys are having those kind of small resistance. And yeah, the only way that you can kind of get over that is by making your mind used to those kind of thoughts. And the only way that you can get your mind used to those thoughts is by doing those activities as much as possible. Okay. I know this statement is like so simple, is so stupid simple, but this is the way. I mean, you might be looking for a golden key. Like you might think that, I don't want to do the work. I can pay someone, XYZ money to, have me hand over the golden key. You might be looking for that, but I'm gonna be the first guy to break that bad news to you that, you know, the golden key doesn't really exist, because you can pay someone to show you the strategy, but that strategy has worked for that person. It really doesn't mean that it's going to work for you. You and that person are different people, and your business is different. And the circumstances that, is going to help you launch the business is going to be different.
Yeah.
So, there really isn't such thing as golden key. And if you are still searching for it, and if you're still looking for the next opportunity, or the next, big summit, next big course to buy, you're simply wasting your time.
Yeah.
Because, all the information that someone is going to tell you is easily available on the internet. Like you can literally dig deeper into the internet and you can find those information, but you're still, wasting your time and looking for courses, and just searching for that golden key.
Yeah.
So, I address that part. Now I really want to address a new paradigm for your I don't knows, because I see this thing a lot in everyone talks about the I don't knows. So you basically don't know how to write copy because you haven't done it. You basically don't know how to do integrations because you haven't done it. Nor design because you haven't done it. Offer creation, same. You haven't done it. Funnel hacking, same. I mean, you haven't done it. And I know that it's a bit simple. You might be like, yeah, I haven't done it. That's why I don't know. But this simple, stupid reason is what is causing people to have those problems. And the only reason why you're still giving yourself the I don't know excuse is because you're chasing perfection. Okay. So simply put, like right now, you don't know how to write copy because you haven't done it, and you don't want to do the copy because you still think that, oh, I'm not good enough to write the copy. And the only reason you're having those thoughts and you're not doing the work is because you're kind of chasing perfection. You believe that once I know how to write the perfect copy, then only I'm going to start writing it. And that's a really wrong mindset to be in, because if you are chasing perfection, you're simply procrastinating. Okay. And I really want this statement to set for a while, because, I mean, here's the thing. As a professional funnel builder, as a professional funnel designer who gets paid $2,000 to $5,000 for his funnel work, even I don't get a perfect funnel the first time. And I've worked with some big names in the industry. Even I don't get the perfect funnel first time. Even the professional experienced marketers who have like 10, 12 years of experience, they don't get the perfect funnel the first time. They get it close to perfection, but not the perfect one. There's room for improvement like everywhere. So, I just want you to remember that your goal as a beginner, as someone who is looking to complete your funnel, is completing the funnel, not chasing perfection. And you chasing perfection is the reason why you have all the excuses of the I don't knows. Like, I don't know how to write copy. I don't know how to design. I don't know how to integrate. I don't know this. I don't know that. I mean, the only reason those things are coming up because you're chasing perfection and you're not willing to do the work until and unless you have perfected the craft. I just want you to know that perfection only comes after you have done the work hundreds and hundreds of times. So, for you to reach perfection, you have to do the work. You have to write copy. You have to create an offer. And once you have done those kind of things hundreds and hundreds of times, then only you'll be able to be a perfect person, like a perfect marketer. So, there's literally no point for you to chase perfection and, be that guy who is always giving excuses and reasons, procrastinating to not get that funnel done. I mean, it's just not possible for you to make a perfect funnel the right time. Even the professionals can't do it. So, just keep in mind that your goal is completing that funnel. Your goal is to get that funnel done, not having the perfect funnel, because it just doesn't exist. The process is kind of simple. Okay. You simply make a funnel, you get the funnel done. you test it out, you put in some traffic, then you kind of tweak things out. Like then you kind of, hone the craft. It's like cutting trees, you chop the tree and then, you make it a table. The only way you can, transform that wood into furniture is by making it perfect, right? But the first step is to actually cut that tree. So your first goal is to actually complete that funnel. And once the funnel is complete, and then you put in some traffic and you test it out what's working and what's not, then only you can kind of tweak that funnel and chase perfection. But you haven't even completed your funnel. You haven't even, got that offer ready. So how can you even chase perfection? So, just think about it for a moment. So yeah, I mean, those two things I really wanted to address in terms of mindset, because this is a really common problem, and most of the individuals out there, they end up giving these kind of excuses every now and then. So, I hope that makes sense.
Sure.
So yeah, let's get to the, 6-step process, the, groundwork that you need to do to just launch that funnel, right?
Yeah.
Let me just get some lunch. Okay, so just to give you a side note, the 6 steps that I'm going to show you, it's meant to be followed in sequential order. And you're not allowed to think of step 5 when you are actually in step 1. So that's a ground rule, okay? And just keep this thing in mind. And also each step that I'm gonna, include in the 6 step is is a is a really broad topic, and there can be a 24-hour masterclass on its own. And I can literally talk for hours, but due to time constraint, I try to make it as compact as possible and give you guys the basic part. So
Sure.
let's get started. So the 6 steps that you need to follow in the sequential order is funnel hacking, offer creation, copywriting, structure of the funnel, design, and the tech part. So, these 6 steps needs to be followed in the sequential order. Okay. So let's get started with the funnel hacking part. The only goal of funnel hacking is to understand what's actually working.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the only goal when you're trying to do funnel hack. So follow these simple steps when you're trying to funnel hack. So make a list of your direct and indirect competitors.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, let's say that you're trying to sell a weight loss product. Your direct competitors is the people who are trying to sell the exact weight loss product, or something that's kind of similar. Let's say your weight loss product helps a woman lose 50 pounds in a month. Your direct competitor is the same people who are trying to sell weight loss products to in that same demographic. But your indirect competitors will be people who are trying to sell a different product, but to the same demographic or to a different gender, or in that particular niche. So yeah, first off, you need to make a list of your direct and indirect competitors. The second step you need to do is go through their funnel and take a screenshot of each and every page. This is a really crucial step, and I'm going to explain in a while. And the third step is read their copy and figure out what their messaging is and what they're trying to say.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And the fourth step is look at their offer and the positioning. So this is what you need to do in the funnel hacking phase. Okay. So yeah, let's say that I want to sell a videography course. My goal is to teach people how to become a videographer and travel the world. So here's what I did. I went to Google and typed videography course, and I got about 30,000 results. So that's a lot of people that's a lot of things in the keyword videography course. And after digging deep on the internet, I found that this dude, full-time filmmaker, is my competitor. And but yeah, I know that he is my competitor, and my goal is to validate whether this competitor is making money or not. So I go to a site called similarweb.com, and I simply typed in the keyword here, full-time filmmaker, and this site gives you the data, like how much traffic is coming into particular websites, and just the duration and all this stuff. I just realized after putting that website here that there are about 203,000 people visiting that website every single month, which means that there are a lot of people who are going to full-time filmmaker core website and buying his course, which means that this dude is making some legit money. Because I also did some further research and found that this dude is selling his course for $500. And out of those 200,000 people, if at least like 5% decides to buy, just do the numbers, how much it is. So yeah, once I have validated that my competitor is legit and he's making some money, it's time to go through each page with an intention to figure out what they're doing. So I went through each one of those pages and just looked at the messaging, just took a screenshot of each page, just saw what kind of pages they are using and what is the main purpose of the page. So yeah, that's what I did. Now, yeah, now let's talk about your offer. Okay, that funnel hacking phase is the goal of that funnel hacking phase is to simply figure out what is working and what they are trying to do with each and every page. That kind of lines up. Okay, so yeah. Now let's get into the offer part. This is the step two, and once you have done with the funnel hacking part, you'll realize that your competitor is using this kind of funnel. It can be a self-liquidating offer funnel. It can be a webinar funnel. It can be a two-step order form funnel, or it can be, a sales page funnel where they have two, three OTOs and upsells and downsells. So yeah, you'll know what kind of structure to look at a funnel. Now it's time to create your offer. So yeah, just remember that your product is not an offer. I mean, there's a big difference between a product and an offer. A product is simply a thing. Let's say for this pen is a product. It's not an offer. But when I decide to add some kind of value to this pen, let's say that I decide to add 10 refills with this pen. Now this pen becomes an offer. Okay. So yeah, guys, just keep in mind that when you add some kind of value to a product, that thing becomes an offer. Like that combination becomes an offer. So yeah, you might be wondering what makes an offer irresistible because you have heard people talk about your product need to be your offer needs to be an irresistible one. Then only people are gonna buy. So what is the thing that makes it irresistible? Simply to give you an answer, I mean, a product with any kind of value will be considered an offer. Let's come to this pen. Let's say in terms of this pen, if I decide to add a packet of chips, you know, I'm giving value, and that's an offer. You can call that an offer. But does that make for someone to buy who is buying this pen an irresistible offer? No, because I mean, for an audience who's trying to buy a pen, for him, a packet of chips doesn't really make sense. So when you decide to add focused value, which means that a pen with a bunch of refills is kind of focused value, is gonna make that offer an irresistible one. And if you decide to take a different perspective, every person buys something because they have an end goal in mind, and your product promises for that person to reach that end goal. So if you can help people reach their end goal faster and easier, and your value is kind of directed towards that end goal, then your offer can be considered an irresistible one. So whenever you're creating your offer, when you get that feel that holy shit, I want it, then that's an irresistible offer. So yeah, I mean, the only advice that I can give you in terms of making an offer irresistible one, just show your offer to about 10 or 12 people. If they give this feel like, holy shit, that's something I would want it, then you should go on with that offer. If this feel doesn't come up, then you should, tweak your offer and you should consider working more on your offer. Because if your offer is not on point and if you have a really poor offer in place, you're not gonna sell like your product. You're not gonna make any money. So yeah, I'm just being upfront with you. So now it comes to the copy, like the actual copy of your offer. So just keep in mind that your copy really plays the vital, if not the most important role in your conversion. And it's basically talking about your offer and making it irresistible. So now, so as far as we have talked about, you have an offer, like you have this whole value bundle. Now it's time to actually talk about this value bundle. And you talk about this value bundle with your copy. So that's what basically copywriting is. It's your job to make your offer like the next best thing after slice bread. So, you do that by really putting up a really good copy. So yeah, I mean, copywriting is entire chapter on its own. So, but I really want to give you some of the key pointers that's quite common in the sales page copy. So yeah, I really want to give you, the basic points that are being quite relevant when it comes to the sales page copy. Okay. So, the first step whenever you're trying to write the copy for your page, you need to have a really good hook, like a big bold statement, something that instantly grabs their attention and make them pause and be like, oh, what is that? Uh, okay, let me pay attention to it. So that's like the main first headline that you have to consider. And the second thing you do down the page is ask them questions and talk about the pain points. In this section, you're simply igniting their imagination and talking directly to them. Like I'm gonna do a breakdown of what I'm talking about in an example. So that's what you do in the second part, and then you go with your story. Like you tell them your story and how make them feel how they have been stuck until now. Okay, so that's the story section, and then you announce your offer. So once you are done with the story, you announce that how you discovered this amazing thing, which is your product, like your offer, and then you simply crush their objections and give them every reason to buy. So you just follow the copy order in such a way that all their objections are being crushed, and you simply give them every single reason to buy. Now you're making all the bold claims in the copy. You have a really bold statement, like a really good, awesome hook. You have ignited their imagination. You have told your story. You have announced your offer. You have crushed their objection. Now it's time to actually prove that whatever you're doing is legit and it's true. So, you add a bunch of testimonials, you add a bunch of social proof that whatever you're trying to sell actually works. So, yeah, that's what you do in the social proof section. And then the last but not least, you simply crush more objections with frequently asked questions. Now, this is a really amazing section. Like, whenever you see a FAQ section, just go through it once because you'll realize that you'll feel like, oh, this person that I'm gonna buy the product from, he knows whatever is going in my head. So, all those questions are being answered in the FAQ section. So yeah, that's how you should basically consider structuring the copy of a sales page. Okay. So yeah, I mean, let's move on to the structure of a funnel. So yeah, the structure of a funnel is kind of simple. Like if you have funnel hacked your competitors properly, you know exactly what to do next because if you have gone through each page, and remember I asked you to take a screenshot of each page,
Mm-hmm.
just go through those page and you will really understand what kind of pages to build and what kind of things to do in the next step. So that's what basically structure of a funnel is. Now
Yeah.
whenever I'm doing a funnel and making up a structure, I usually map out in a piece of paper something like this. I have a sales page, order form, OT, order confirmation, something similar to this.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, there's nothing to explain in here, and it's quite simple.
Yeah.
So yeah, now let's talk about the juicy part, design. Now, just an equation, just keep this equation in mind, okay? Good design plus good copy is equal to trust and credibility. And trust is the most important factor when it comes to selling stuff online. You really have to understand that trust is by far the most important factors to sell anything in the internet. And design is really a broad topic in itself, because people spend like 5, 6 years learning design. But I don't want you to spend that much time. I simply want to give you like three basic things. Even I spend a really long time perfecting my design craft. So,
Okay.
I simply want to give you like three simple things that you can follow to improve your credibility and trust right away. So yeah, I mean, have a really consistent color scheme. Whenever you're trying to design a funnel or build a funnel, make sure that you follow a consistent color scheme. Make sure that you stick to these palettes of color because it simply proves that you are someone who's serious and someone who's following a brand. And those kind of things play a really subconscious role and they're really important.
Yeah.
make a, you need to have a call to action, like your button needs to stand out from the entire other color scheme, and
Mhm.
it's got to be bold, and it has to stand out and it has to stick to their eye.
Sure.
So yeah, that's what you should do. And third but not the least, you should make your graphics look professional. And you can probably get a graphic designer for for cheap to do your graphics, but make sure that the graphics look professional, because here's a really cool principle of design, and here's a really cool thing when it comes to designing funnels. Whenever someone reads the headline, the hook, and then the copy, the first thing they will do is they will read the headline, they'll look at the image, like the way it's being structured. They'll read the headline, they'll look at the image. If they can relate,
Hmm.
then they're gonna read the paragraph. So that's how it usually works.
Yeah.
This. So if you have a really good statement, you're good. But you need to have a really professional looking graphic, like some a designer's touch.
Yeah.
So once the graphic is a bit professional, you can really move forwards. But it's a really key important element. So just keep that in mind.
Sure.
So you might now I have heard a lot of people have that objection that ugly funnels converts, and so I can get away with poor design. I see a lot of people talking about that, so I thought that maybe I can talk about this topic here in a bit. So yeah, it's true that ugly funnels do convert, but don't just look at the ugliness of the funnel. I mean, come on, you're just looking at the ugly funnel. You're just looking at this funnel doesn't have good design. You also have to consider what the other person is doing it right, and you also have to consider what kind of thing he is doing it like a beast. Like, let's say if it's an influencer, he can easily get away with an ugly funnel because he already have a bunch of people who know him and like him and trust him, and they're gonna buy from him anyway. Like, even if he sends a PayPal checkout form, they're gonna pay him anyway, so he can get away with an ugly funnel. But you, as someone who just getting into that marketing space,
Hmm.
for you to get away with ugly funnel, and it is super super difficult, because you're not only competing with other beginners or other people who are just getting started, but you're also competing with the big players, because the established brands are still gonna sell the products and you're competing with them. So the best way you can kind of stand out is by having a really good copy and a really good design, which kind of puts you on brand and makes your funnel and your stuff looks more legit. So that's why you should instead of just considering that ugly funnels would convert better, you should really give your customers every single reason to know, like, and trust you. And the design is a really key element. So guys, just keep that in mind.
Sure.
So yeah, when it comes to the tech part, I mean, there's so much things in it. So the only thing that I would say is Google and ClickFunnels support is your best option, and they have all the solution to solving the tech issues. It doesn't matter what kind of tech problem you have. Just go to Google, type it. Let's say you want to integrate Stripe with ClickFunnels. Just go to Google, type in how to integrate Stripe with ClickFunnels. You'll get so many answers. Just go through them and do the steps. I mean, it's that as simple as that, but people still consider tech as like an alien thing.
Mhm.
But it's really not. It's just you giving yourself an excuse to not complete that funnel.
Yeah.
So yeah, just keep in mind that Google and ClickFunnels support is your best option, and they have all the solutions.
Sure.
So yeah, I mean, with this, I kind of come to the end of this webinar. If you have made it this end, you know that what kind of mindset that you need to have and what kind of steps that you need to follow to launch that funnel. So yeah, guys, I hope that you got some value out of it. And yeah, see if you have any kind of questions related to it, please, just dive in.
So, Shashank, I think you have put in some of the most complicated stuff that a lot of people believe it to be in the most simplest form possible. So, I really
Yeah,
didn't have questions because one of the biggest opportunities for me as a part of doing the summit is that I'm also a listener at the other end when the presenter is giving out their presentation. So as a marketer myself, I do understand a lot of stuff that the presentation is going on with, but your presentation was very simple, to the point, very precise on what are the do's and don'ts of some of the stuff that people would want to do and learn some of the stuff that you are already doing. So I absolutely don't have any questions, to be very honest with you. As I mentioned, it was very simple, to the point, very straightforward, and easy to understand, easy to consume stuff, right? So I'm sure a lot of people who are currently watching it right now will be able to follow the simple 6-step process for them to start building their funnels, because as you rightly mentioned, it is very important that you come out of your comfort zone and not really look for that perfection, because I think a couple of other speakers also talked about why you should not really chase perfection, because it will only you know help you procrastinate more and nothing else. So I think you again
yeah,
nailed on that point to the extent possible. So hopefully people will be able to start taking action, and they will they have the blueprint right now in terms of your 6-step funnel system that the people can start implementing. So I think I absolutely have no
yeah.
questions around.
Here's the thing with perfection. Let's say that you're doing something for the first time. Let's say you're going to the gym the very first day. Will you ever think in your mind, in your wildest dream, that you're gonna get a body like Arnold in the first month?
Yeah,
Will you even consider that as an option? Like, you are this fat guy, who's gonna lose weight. Will you ever think that getting that six pack abs with, awesome biceps is possible in 1 month?
yeah,
You won't think of it, right? Because you know that people spend like 6, 7 years going to the gym to get that shape.
true.
But when you're coming to internet marketing, I don't know why some people have that, delusional mind where they think that they can get nailed down the perfect offer in the very first day or the very first launch. And just not possible, guys. So,
I,
so
I
the
think
only thing you can,
I think it's also an illusion a lot of other 6-7 figure entrepreneurs leave behind. So people do tend to get
yeah,
carried away with that wave. So yeah, it kind of happens a lot of times. People believe that
mm,
if they can do it, I
yeah.
can do it, but they don't know
I
what
mean,
the past was. Yeah,
Yeah. Guys, listen up. So, to you viewers who are just getting started, I can make a headline, a bold statement that this is how I made $14,000 in one single day. I can make that statement. I can back it up with Stripe payment proof. But do you think that it's going to be possible for you to do it?
yeah,
No.
yeah,
Because, there's so much work behind it. Like
exactly.
the person you see, the marketer that you see, is the result of all the compounding hard work that happened in the past, few months. So just try to be logical and just try to, not get carried away with the shiniest thing, because making 14,000 in a single day is like super exciting. And how this dude did that? I mean, it's a lot of money. But you also have to consider that to make that 14,000, this dude was doing,
A lot of
all pulling out all-nighters every single day for like 5, 7 months. So, you also have to consider those facts. And yeah, guys, the only thing I'd say is stop chasing perfection. Just get it done. Just complete that funnel, just launch it, just test it out. Whether if it doesn't work, no problem. You
yeah,
haven't lost anything.
yeah,
All you have is gain experience. Next
absolutely.
time when you do the funnel, you'll know what kind of mistakes to avoid, what kind of steps not to, and just do it 1% better. Once you do that process a lot of time, eventually you will reach that one funnel, which is gonna make you your dream income. As like Russell Brunson says that you're just one funnel away. You are one funnel away. That's true, but you're not one funnel away the very first time.
Yeah. Yeah,
If that
you're
makes
you're
sense.
you're, you're absolutely right. Yeah. So a lot of
Yeah.
people see the tip of the iceberg, but they don't
Yeah.
see the other side of it, which is deep in the water. So I think as you rightly mentioned, just moving themselves out of their comfort zone probably will get a lot of things done than trying to sit in that place and work hours together and trying to get that perfection. So again, one of the super stuff that you have covered in this particular presentation of yours, and I really thank you so much for coming on the summit, because I think you are the youngest of the 35
Yeah.
speakers who are going to be on the summit. So, and I've been following you for almost a year now, so I know the kind of stuff that you
Thanks,
have been
man.
doing. So, thank you so
Yeah.
much again for coming, and I'm sure you're an inspiration for a lot of people at your age
Yeah. Yeah.
who want to
Yeah.
become something in life. So, just go out, come out of your comfort zone, read a lot of stuff, watch a lot of stuff, and more importantly, implement them. That's when you will be able to achieve your dreams.
Mm.
So,
Yeah.
uh,
So okay, so I want to give your users one last tip. Okay, as a marketer, the goal of every marketer is to show you the juiciest part. That's how you get people's attention. And for someone who's been hustling for 10 years and he made, let's say, 1 million in 48 hours, that's the juiciest part. This is how I made 1 million in 48 hours. It's like the tip of the iceberg. And you might be like, oh man, if this dude can make 1 million in 2 days, I can do it in a month. And you might have the lizard brain going on, and you might create a lot of imagination. But you also have to consider the 10 years of hard work. So people don't really see that. I really
absolutely.
want you to, just be more open, have a wider field of vision, and look at it from all the perspective, all the different angles. Not just look at it from the marketing angle and get excited with the money part. Just look at the hard work and, the hustle part as well. So,
Sure.
that's what I would say.
Sure. And one last thing I have asked all my speakers is, if people have to reach out to you, what's your social handles, or is there something that you want to give away for people for watching your presentation? You can just go ahead and shoot.
Yeah, guys. So, I mean, I'm mostly active on Facebook because, that's where all of my audience is. So you can simply type in my name, Sashank Dutta, Sashankadutta, and, I'm the guy with a trippy Facebook profile picture. So you'll notice it.
Great. Yeah. I'm sure people who are interested in figuring out where you are, they will definitely come to your Facebook profile.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm the guy with the trippy profile picture with a good cover photo. So you'll figure out.
You are a funnel designer, so you should have one. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Great. Again, I'll not take more of your time, Shashank. Thank you so much again for being on my summit. It's a pleasure to learn from you, and also I'm sure a lot of people who are watching it right now would have got the kind of things that they were expecting from this presentation. So look forward to more sessions like this from you. All the knowledge that you have been gaining in these few years of your experience. So we look forward to interviewing you more, and I'll see you around again. Thanks for your time.
Yeah, man, it was really great. Thanks for having me.
My pleasure. My pleasure.
Hey.